All right. Good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome to AI Laboratory. For this podcast, if you've ever tried ChatGPT, Grok, or any of the other chatbots and gotten kind of mediocre results, this podcast is for you. We intend to go find a problem, trying to come up with a solution, fiddle around, find out. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll blow up my face. Don't know. So today I'm going to bring out to you my guest. His name is Matthew Williams. He is very deep in the hardware technical side of artificial intelligence, working with data recovery systems and beyond. So let me introduce you to my good friend Matt. So Matt, hi there. Welcome to the podcast. Oh no, you muted yourself.
For a smart guy, I do some dumb things. Thank you for having me tonight, Daniel.
Well, dude, it's always good to see you. So I'm really thankful you came out. So give the audience a little bit of a background on yourself.
Well, my name is Matthew Williams. I am a subject matter expert in disaster, backup and recovery, systems, data center, virtualization, and Linux, specifically Red Hat, Fedora, and some other flavors. I currently work for a company known as Red River, and we do a lot of stuff with AI out there. And Danny wanted to have me here to kind of join and have some fun.
Well, I'm glad that you did. So, a little bit about me. I'm just a novice when it comes to artificial intelligence. I want to learn more about it. And so, part of that comes with just playing around. So, let's get into it. So, we've got a variety of different topics to talk about and some problems to solve. So, like for me, my experience and background around artificial intelligence largely revolves around chat models and just finding different ways to prompt them. And it really comes up with a lot of creative solutions on how to be able to come up with it because as you mentioned like before the show started, your AI is kind of technically a bad word for what it really is because it's not truly intelligence per se. It's not sentient. It really is just a very fancy way of uh, basically processing data. It's a word prediction model for all of your standard large language models, and that in turn feeds all the other types of video generation, image generation, because it's just predicting what it thinks you want to see. Even so, when I say it thinks, that kind of implies sentience. So, what do you think, Matt?
Well, here's the thing with when you talk about it things, the way that it actually operates is what we're talking about here is we're talking about in the sense of Grok or ChatGPT, which are two of your main ones, or Meta's made model that they use.
Yeah.
Those are all large language models. And what those are is those are models that have been fed large amounts of data. I know that we've seen online where they talk about some of the book copyrights, some of the other things, and pulling stuff from the internet and feeding all that data in. What it does is it collects all that data and it aggregates and processes it and it assigns weights to it. So it will say, based on this number of contexts, the word the or the word computer
Mhm.
appeared this many times. Then, when you punch in your data into ChatGPT or Gronk, it's going to do a weighted analysis based on your input and then
Mhm.
output the most accurate solution based on those weights. And the way you increase that accuracy is by increasing the number of parameters per model. So now, where we can run stuff locally that's like 10 or 40 billion models, they're running hundreds of billions of parameters with hundreds of billions of weights per token.
I gotcha. Well, that's actually a lot deeper of an explanation than I was expecting, but hey, I'll go with it. So, in short, it's just word prediction. Um, I was listening to a couple different interviews, including like the CEO of NVIDIA, and the way he described it is just like fill in the blank, and it'll just come up with the right word for the job, and it creates its own accuracy, its prediction based off of what's most likely to fill in that blank. So, what it means to us, practically speaking, it still delivers results, but the results are going to be very dependent on what you tell it. So, I try to imagine AI as an incredibly sharp, very, very effective, like PhD in everything type of person, but they really don't actually want to do what you want them to do. They don't get tired, they don't get sleepy, but they just really want to do anything but what you want. And they only will do what you want if you tell them exactly the right way. So it's like a petulant child that just was trying to do anything to not do what you want. So kind of the same type of logic. You got to make sure you really tell them exactly. So with that, for anybody that's interested in artificial intelligence, the key word I want you to be able to really look for and pay attention to is articulate. So the most difficult thing for anybody to be able to do is to be articulate with your thoughts and articulate with your words. And allow me to give you an example of this. What is a good way to describe a square? Come on, Matt. Help
Four
me out.
lines perpendicular to each other.
4 lines perpendicular to each other. That's actually a new way of saying it that I hadn't heard of before. Usually what I get is a shape with 4 sides of equal length with 4 right angles. And usually it comes up with a pretty hilarious result. So we've had some people go online and they go pull up a picture of a square. Go and pull up my
Actually,
screen.
perpendicular would be wrong. That'd be 4 lines in the same direction or opposite direction.
Kind of. So not exactly what we're looking for. So behold a square. Boop. It is a shape with 4 sides of equal length with 4 right angles. It's not quite what you imagined it to be. But still, like, this is just one example of like how something will do anything it can not to do what you want, but still do exactly what you told it. Like, you tell it, go to your room. So it went to the room and then it came right back. But I wanted you to stay there. Well, that's not what you told me. So
when I was a kid, go to your room and I'd sit there and play Final Fantasy.
yeah, plenty of times for that. But still, like, this is just one example of like how we actually solve this problem. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about some of the problems that we could solve today. So off the top of your head, what are you thinking?
I mean, it's Christmas time. We could start looking into different ways to analyze gifts and ideas for gifts. Perhaps AI could give us some thoughts for some good ideas for gifts, or even some price suggestions.
All right, sounds good. So with that, tell you what, there's a couple of things that we can do today. So let's go ahead and introduce some of our tools. So first up, I've got 3 different chatbots. So I have ChatGPT here, where I can talk about anything. Same thing with Grok and same thing with Claude. These are all 3 different variants of chatbots. So these are all free accounts. So basically, I just went in, put in my email, and created a free account, and it'll give us full access. It's going to cost us nothing to do this today. You can upgrade your models to make them faster, more accurate, unlock more features. Yeah, but each of their different chatbots, they have their own strengths and their own weaknesses, and you really have to play around with it to find out which ones are most effective. So let's start off with the most common one for application, ChatGPT. And let's go give it a sample prompt here, which is going to suck. So let's ask a bad prompt. What should I buy for Christmas? This is a bad prompt. Why? It is very not specific. It is so general that we have no idea what it's going to pop out. So, like, this is basically the same thing as if I went into Google and just typed in "what should I buy for Christmas." So, great, a blender, a Ninja Crispy, like these stand out for whatever reason. A stocking set, porcelain ornaments, like.
Let's try refining the prompt. Let's narrow it down to give me some good Christmas ideas for a 24 or 25-year-old girl.
All right. Let's go. Give me suggestions for Christmas gifts for a what?
25-year-old girl. Let's see what they come up with for my wife here.
All right. So is married. Kids, no kids.
You threw the who is married in there. Now we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So I'm being a little bit more specific. So let's find out what happens.
Before you added the no children, I was going to be like, it's going to come up with baby stuff if you don't add that.
I mean, it might not. So one of the important things for people to recognize when it comes to using a chatbot is just like Google and Amazon, it's trying to tailor things to you. So whatever it knows about you, especially if you have past conversations, it will keep that in mind and try and customize its responses to you. So, like if you ask who's the greatest baseball player in the world, it's going to give you a different answer than it gives me. So, like you're not going to get the truth; you're going to get what it thinks you want to hear. So, there's your fair warning for chatbots. All right, so cool. In this case, got a couple different cozy ideas, fun treats, practical styles, romantic gifts. It's still kind of general. So let's try this example again a different way. So let's jump over to another model, and I'm going to give you a better way of doing a prompt. All right.
Sure.
I suppose the better way of doing a prompt is asking it what kind of prompt I should have. So let's say I have no idea what like how to ask the question. What should I use as a prompt in order to get good ideas for Christmas gifts for my friends and family? So yeah, what should I use as a prompt in order to get good ideas for Christmas gifts for my friends and family? So I'm asking it what prompt I should use because I don't really know how to ask good questions sometimes. All right, sweet.
It's going to go
Here's
through and you can do a weighted analysis.
Yeah. So let me make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. All right. You are an expert personal shopper and gift consultant with impeccable taste and deep knowledge and stuff that's already off the screen. So it's kind of outside of the view. Generate 12 to 15 creative, thoughtful Christmas gift ideas. Make sure it follows this particular format. Here's the information recipients, customized in much detail. All right.
Is this being done in Claude, by the way? Because it looks very code-driven.
This one is actually Grok. So we'll do Claude after this one. All right, so here's another one of the prompt. It's an example of prompt in action. Give a one-shot short version. Great. So let's go ahead and use this particular first example here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. And when it comes to like creating a new prompt, like using a new structure, it's always a good idea to go and create a new chat. So go start with a blank slate and throw your prompt in.
That way it's not trying to base it on the previous data.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like turn it off and turn it back on. That's kind of the easiest summary to use it. So we've asked it for a prompt and now it's given us this. We've turned it off, turned it back on by creating a new chat. And now I'm telling it, number one, that the background, like take on this role. So it comes in a couple different steps. Number one, I want you to take on this role. Number two is going to be the task. I want you to generate these Christmas ideas. And then 3 is going to be the criteria. Like, so the criteria is down here. And the final thing that would be a good way to add on to it at the very end is going to be how I'm going to judge the results that you put out. So the criteria is like the output that has to be accomplished in this particular form. And then I'm going to evaluate you based off of these parameters. That would be the fourth topping on the cake. So let's go ahead and for each person, give a short description, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go. Here's the part for us to actually fill in the recipients. So we'll call this wife, age 25, personality. What kind of personality does she have? Did she pass a personality test? Because I failed.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. All right, hobbies and interests.
Anime.
Anime.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That's a good starting point. Current life situation. Married, no kids. Anything else you want to say for current life situation?
Nope.
All right, cool. Things that they really love or collect.
Action figures.
Action figures. Budget limit. $1 billion.
$200.
$200. All right. Cool. Let's give another person here. Just somebody else real quick. Let's go ahead and call this your boss.
Oh, Jesus.
Age, let's go with 55. a very give me a personality type, like for your figurative boss here.
Blunt.
Very blunt and business-oriented personality. Unknown hobbies and interests.
Unknown hobos.
Yeah, unknown hobos. Let's say divorced. All right. Budget of, let's say, $100. All right. Constraints, preferences, experiences, personalized items. Anything else that you want to be able to throw in or remove?
Nope. Let's run it as is.
All right. Cool. I'm happy with that. So let's send it. Let's find out.
Roll the dice.
Yep, and it's going to take a couple seconds, work through the question, try and understand what I'm actually asking, and then do some searching on the internet to try and come up with some decent answers. So, based off the fact that it's trying to prioritize experiences or personalized items, you might get some coffee mugs, perhaps. That's my initial assumption. That you're going to get something that's got some personalization to it for your boss. For your wife,
Like
I'm
a
going to take a
picture
long
frame
shot
or
and say
something. Yep.
anime action figures. That's what I'm predicting here. All right, so I thought for 16 seconds. I scroll down here. So, wife is recommending a custom anime portrait of the couple. Ooh, that's actually not a bad call. Price range 130 to 30 to 150. Personalized artwork captures your shared love in anime for a bubbly, whimsical style. Now, that's assuming you actually liked anime too, which I don't know. Maybe it's a stretch, maybe.
Oh yeah, total stretch. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. So commissioned via Etsy artists specializing in anime commissions, immediate digital delivery or framed print shops. Cool. Nice. All right, this actually gives me more ideas. All right, there's also some more options for your wife. Oh, actually, there's a lot of options. So tickets to a convention, Japanese snack subscription box, bamboo display.
These are
shelf
actually pretty
action
good.
Yeah, actually, they are pretty good. All right. Anime masterclass, custom animal pins, photo book of shared anime moments, ceramic. Hey, we got a coffee mug. I was calling for your.
You were right.
Boss,
Got another mug there.
But yeah, I got the wrong person. Let's find out. So, your boss, a custom engraved recycled leather business journal, Audible subscription for leadership books, a gift card for a professional massage session.
I don't know about that one.
Perhaps not. All right, fair trade organic coffee sampler, personalized bamboo strategy planner. All right. So let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things for your boss and 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things for your wife. So, okay. This came out differently than what I expected because I remember you asked for 12 to 15 in the prompt. I see what it did. It gave 12 total between your wife and your boss. I was expecting 12 for your wife, 12 for your boss.
Didn't specify 12 per person.
You're right. I did not articulate well enough, so that one's on me. So fair. I wonder what it would have done if you'd have listed 15 different people. Cool. You get one idea.
Get one idea per person. Denied.
That's right. And if you had too many people on the list, they don't care. They're not going to get an answer. You're not getting anything for Christmas. All right, so your boss did not get the customized mug, but your wife did. So half a point to me. All right. So I have an idea. I have a fun idea. All right. So one of the ideas that came out from one of the suggestions, the very first one, was a custom anime portrait of the couple. All right. So let's go ahead and play around with an idea. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and go to Imagine. So Grok has a picture generation and a video generation mode to it. When it comes to videos, it's about 6 seconds. For images, it's just a single image. So let's switch this over to image. So Let's try this one out. Imagine a all right. So here's my prompt for you. Imagine a couple who are huge anime fans and they just teleported into a real anime fight scene. All right, let's find out what Grok is. And tell you what, just to make sure we get a little bit of spiciness, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. I'm going to do it in ChatGPT. Generate an image of this, and Claude, let's go ask you to do it. All right, so cool. I've got them all three generating images. So here's what Grok comes out with.
That looks absolutely ridiculous.
That was pretty good. Oh, hey, we even got like realistic. But now it's like some of this is like,
I'm not that skinny.
It's called bulk. Yeah, we got some surprise reactions here. That's good. But yeah, like it's just some ways you can do it. So anime comes out really well on Grok, but you could probably get more specific. ChatGPT's taken a long time, but that's all right. We'll come back to it. And Claude is still working. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so high detailed. I'm shocked. Claude, you're overpowering me.
It's over 9,000.
It is. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so as you can tell, the different chatbots have different quality to their image production. So Claude is not really wowing me too much, but it does make me laugh. So we already
Claude
saw.
tends to be more code oriented.
Yeah, Grok is definitely really producing some great quality like anime style stuff, but some areas it struggles. Particularly like I've tried making patches for it before. Let's go ahead and like animate this. So like make this thing a video. While Grok is running that, let's go check. Oh hey, ChatGPT, you actually did a pretty okayish job.
Hey, we got Super Saiyan Goku fighting Goku there.
It kind of is, but like I'm kind of like, what happened to this energy beam going through his head? But
it's like the arrow thing when the comedians use the arrow going through their head.
Yeah,
same kind of vibe going on here.
I mean, I suppose I could try and like get some cosplay to set up like an energy beam going through my head or something like that. I suppose.
I mean, come on, Danny. You were always Goku, and I was always Vegeta.
Yeah, but we didn't fight that much. Okay, so we've got. Oh, there we go. They're running.
I'm glad we didn't fight. You'd have whooped my ass.
Oh, geez, yeah. I don't even know if I want to try and get this more animated than it already is. So let's go ahead and yeah, we ended up
like the old 90s when we had the stick figures, stickdeath.com. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, that is pretty funny. All right, so yeah, Grok came up with some interesting like videos that are coming out of this. Let's see. They'll probably make this one run as well. But still, like it's let's give it a couple seconds. Grok is actually moving and generating content pretty quickly. ChatGPT took a long time to get one image out, but Grok's already pumped out a bunch. So it's obviously much more adapted to that. For Claude, I'm kind of
that all comes down to the size of the models.
It does. It also like particularly the data that's being fed into. Okay, so the fight's going on, and they're still running. Makes sense. All right, but anyway, so that was something that was really cool. So like in the initial example we had was like, cool, give me gift ideas. So let's say this is a picture of you and your wife, and we take a single frame of it, and we take that, and we can make it into a gift.
There are certain reasons why I've looked that Asian in my life.
Oh, look at the happy couple. Let's see. All right, here we go. We got this anime battle here. So let's take this image. We'll go ahead and copy the image, and let me go back to the chat. So let's go ahead and continue our Christmas gift. So I'm going to go copy and paste the image into Grok, and I'll do it with Claude and the others. All right. So I'm going to go ask that question using that picture. And I'm going to go ahead and ask the question again for ChatGPT. And so we'll put it into Claude as well. Find out what happens.
No, it's just going to be anime stick figures.
I know. I love it.
It's fantastic.
I don't quite recommend you actually give this to your wife. Maybe something else. I'd recommend you actually spend some time to customize it yourself. But yeah,
Danny, you've met Yaz. You know she'd love this.
she would totally enjoy like seeing this for a moment. I don't think she'd want one for the wall. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Right, so they've gone through and come up with some suggestions. Thoughtful gift ideas, creative ways to turn this into a memorable present. So a custom canvas print, all right, that'd be nice. Something you can hang on the wall. Shutterfly, Canva, local print shops can do it. A framed art print, all right. A custom puzzle. You turn into a jigsaw puzzle. Phone case. Oh yeah. Actually, I've seen like credit cards with images on it, so like you could get that as a custom like credit card if she needs to get a replacement. Actually, you probably do it on checks too, but I don't think many people use that. Custom pillow or blanket, mug or water. Like you can really make a lot of like stuff that you would have around your house, or you could probably do that at work. I think that'd be a pretty hilarious coffee mug.
If I made, well, my wife has a mug press, so we could make mugs. Now that you mention hilarious things, I know what I'm sending Danny for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh man, that's pretty hilarious. So yeah, like there's a lot of like good customizable physical products that you can get somebody as a gift. Let's see what Grok says. What could I do with this image to make it for a great Christmas gift for my wife? Oh, that wasn't quite what I was imagining, but Merry Christmas.
It's like some Zelda stuff going on there, man.
I mean, a little bit. She's flying, and there's like a sword poking out of the tree. It's not a star. It's not a Christmas star. It's a Christmas sword, slightly off kilter. So yes, like I said, it's a great way of doing a lot of amazing things, but it's still trying as hard as it can not to do what you want.
Because it's all doing it based on weights, and what you actually predict those weights are going to be are not what they would be.
Yeah. It's not a human. It's not really intelligent, but it's trying to mimic it as best as it can. But that's pretty hilarious. It's not actually answering the question that I was asking, but it just created a different image, which is kind of disappointing. But all right, let's see what ChatGPT's got for us. Turn it into a framed custom anime art print. It's classic and timeless. Overlay with text, print it, frame it. Why is this a good thing? Why would people like it? Make it into a mini anime movie poster. That actually would be a pretty good idea. Huge wow factor idea. I mean, I like it. You can add fake credits. I like it. This is really creative thinking. So if I wanted to customize for somebody, this would actually be a pretty decent gift. I've got a niece that this would be a pretty hilarious project for. Let's see. Custom Christmas ornament. Small, powerful. Cozy blanket of throw. Okay, a lot of the same recommendations. Still good stuff. Storybook. I mean, especially if you were to make it into a comic book, that would be pretty impressive.
I could make a Team Fortress comic book for you.
Oh wow! Bring me
TXD.
Bring me back in time. A gamer style metal poster.
One of the greatest TF players of all time.
Yeah, this is really digging deep into the personality that you described in the initial discussion. So, like, we've done a long way from the initial post of what should I get for Christmas.
You know what's funny about that metal style poster?
Yeah.
I got a buddy that just bought a huge ass laser, so
Yeah,
I could ask him to laser etch a poster for my wife for Christmas.
that's not bad. I'm pretty certain you'd be able to get somebody that could do it holographic too.
Oh, he's got this one on order that's a UV laser. It's an X tool that
Yeah,
actually will go into glass and like diffract it and allow you to cut into glass. Unbelievable stuff.
yeah, that's some pretty impressive stuff. I've seen those before. They're usually like a cube. Sometimes they can do a sphere, and it's even like giving the recommendation pair it with a physical gift, anime convention tickets, a themed date night surprise,
I'm
express
waiting for her
midnight
to tell
weekend
me to
marathon.
dress up in cosplay for
Yeah, I read this one totally wrong. I'm like, weekend marathon. I'm not running it. Oh, never mind. TV show,
her.
anime movie
Oh, come
marathon.
on, D. You could run a marathon in your sleep.
Yeah, if I'm on a treadmill in the back of a flatbed pickup truck going 60 miles an hour, sure, yeah. Yeah. Could I? Yes. Caveat. There's conditions. Oh,
Just
sweet.
like I
Yeah.
could do a marathon if it was all downhill and they were rolling me.
Yep. Oh, you'd be dizzy by the time you hit the bottom. Oh my goodness.
I hope there's no snow, otherwise I'm taking out a city. Oh shit, it's Godzilla.
The snowball. Oh, that's funny. All right. So we've gone through and we've solved Christmas. So like to get a short summary of what we just went through. So we started out with the initial like chat Christmas gift ideas. So the first thing I went into was ChatGPT and asked, "What should I buy for Christmas?" And it kind of gave me some meh results, just generic stuff like, "Hey, these things are available for sale." So yeah, after that, we wanted to try and get some more specific stuff. Okay. So we changed it up with basically giving suggestions for a 25-year-old person. We got a little more specific. And we jumped over into Grok and we came up with a couple different chat options. So like our
I
discussion,
like
like
the trick you used of using AI to refine the prompt. That was a new one for me, even though I work in it.
yeah, like the this is the one tool that actually tells you how to use it. Usually you have like an instruction manual if you actually got a good quality product. This one will tell you the instructions. So yeah, like if you really want to be effective at generating AI prompts, but you don't really know what to do, step one, ask it what you should do. It's like, cool, what's a good prompt? That's what I would like to have. So here's your recommended prompt template. Great, copy this. Now, let me give you a different scenario. Because like this gave us good quality content on how to be able to get a prompt. Let me help you solve a different problem. So let's go ahead and let's go to Claude. We're going to go ahead and start a new chat. Let's come up with a new problem to solve. Something, anything. Like let's say I've got a project for work and it's due before the Christmas holidays hits, and I got to be able to find a way to be able to really close this big project. Um, I've got a report. I've got a report at work, and I need to get this
Deploy
done.
Beam backup and replication across 50 servers.
That's great and all, but I don't know how to do that. So let's try and work through how we're gonna get Claude to help us out. I got a huge report at work. It's a huge report due at work, and it's due by December 23rd.
It's going to tell you should have started sooner.
If it was smart, it would.
That's the answer.
All right, so let's ask a kind of a crappy prompt. Let's start off with our crappy prompt. We'll start with, I have a huge report due at work, and it's due by December 23rd. It's massive, and I don't have enough time to do it myself. How do I get it done on time? All right. Media says what you're working with, break down your sections, components, identify parts that require unique expertise, eliminate and estimate realistic time needed for each section, talk to your manager now about the scope, work smarter, use templates. All right, ruthlessly prioritize. Okay, this is like generalized useful stuff.
Very broad spectrum answer.
Very, very broad spectrum. Let's do this prompt again, but let's do it better.
What's our report on?
You know what? Let's talk about financial earnings. Something really boring that is just super tedious. Or you know what? We could go with like a network inventory of all the computers, all the phones, all the routers, all the inventory in their physical locations. Let's do something like really tediously boring like that. Something that takes.
Logic Monitor, Kaseya, or Veeam.
I have no idea what you just said.
Let's see how it replies.
I actually didn't hear what you said, so I still have no idea.
Oh, I said if I was going to do that, I'd use Logic Monitor, Veeam, or another tool to do it. I want to see if Claude's going to suggest using a tool.
Okay. You know, you're really getting at what I'm hoping to get towards. So let's generate our prompt. So I've got 4 different parts to an effective prompt. So first part is what role the AI should take. 2, the task it needs to do. 3, the criteria that it needs to complete the task with, and the way in which I will grade its work. All right, so this is kind of like a short summary of like how I structure a lot of my prompts. So like what role the AI should take on, the task it needs to do, the criteria with which it needs to complete the task with, and the way I'm going to grade its work. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks and shake this one up. So.
You making it to be me, Danny?
Sure. So I'm going to turn you into an AI. All right. So the task
I already have one, but
it needs to generate a report that lists all of the equipment company owns and where they are, as well as the condition they are in. So, like, what all the stuff we have, where they're at, and are they working or not? The criteria that it needs to complete, the criteria that it needs to complete the task with. So, in this case, you need to have defined the name of each item in the inventory. So I'm kind of making the table, the Excel table, if you will, like the requirements that it's going to use. It may not come out in an Excel table. We need to have a defined name in each item in the inventory, its location, what it is connected to, and its working condition. Let's also include like who and what users utilize this item. All right, and well, how do we grade its work? Completeness, correct, accuracy, and correctness.
You're actually pretty good at prompt engineering, Danny.
Say again?
You're actually really good at prompt engineering.
I've just fiddled around a few number of times. So this is a pretty solid prompt. There's one more thing I want to be able to put into this prompt before we actually go and execute. So that is going to be number 5. Have me clarifying details before executing this task. All right, so ask me clarifying details before executing this task. All right. Sweet. So again, the prompt is you're a technology expert in the field of computer networking with deep knowledge of networking computer hardware for the last 15 years. So this is the identity, the role that I wanted to take on. Number 2 is here's the task. You got to generate a report that lists all the equipment the company owns and as well as they are and what condition they are. Number 3, which is very similar, which is going to be I need you to have these particular items on this list, which is going to be the name of each item, its locations, connected to, working condition, users. Number 4 is going to be I'm going to judge your product based off of its completeness, its accuracy, and correctness. Fifth, also ask me clarifying details before asking. Here it is asking this question about your existing data. Do you have any existing inventory documentation, either incomplete spreadsheets, previous reports? So if I had an Excel document with my old inventory, I could upload this now. And then it would probably ask me to go update and go check the information. How many locations and sites? This is actually important. I was only imagining one, but I didn't think about the fact that many companies have more than one building. Like you could have like the main building, you could have the shed back behind it, but you could have multiple stores that are part of it. That's actually very important. How many pieces of equipment we talk about? Tens, hundreds, thousands. That'll help give its framing for the way it constructs the report. So, yeah, there's actually a great deal of data collection. Like I don't actually know this information. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. I don't know what a DHCP log is. So that becomes some questions I can start asking it before I give an answer. Users and connections. Do you have an Active Directory? So one thing that's good to note is it's giving like bullet point responses. So like item 1. So whenever I'm responding to it, I could say item 1. No, I don't have any. Right, how many types of locations? We have 2.
Now, Danny, what
you're talking about?
What you're diving into here, though, when it's asking for additional input like spreadsheets and other information like that, is then you're going down the path of retrieval augmented generation, which is where it will take data that you put in and it will leverage it against its own database to assist in processing that information like these reports.
Yeah.
Maybe next time you should give me some diet with Mike Micro's. Jesus.
Maybe she's got intentions for you later. All right. Do I have access to network monitoring tools, asset management software? All right. How about this? I don't know what those things are. Let's see what it says after that. Can I physically audit equipment locations? Yes. Because I can go walk my happy buns over there. Do you have an Active Directory or user directory? I don't know what those are.
Basically asking if you have a domain.
I'm still going to play dumb and see what it says. All right. Is it real to gather all this data yourself by December 23rd? Yes. What's your starting point? What? From scratch.
Building from scratch, like Danny's old Ford Ranger he had.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Should know bringing me on a podcast is a bad idea.
Yep, Excel spreadsheet and a PowerPoint. That's what my boss wants. Who's the audience? CEO and CTO.
CTO.
Yeah.
Chief Technical Officer. Yep.
All right. Just him. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, make it as technical as possible.
All right. Cool. All right, I think we've got enough responses. Let's see what it responds with. So I gave it the most generic, helpless answers. All right, it's a very challenging timeline. Let me be direct about the reality. It's an enormous task for one person for 18 days. Normally takes weeks to months. That's actually really good context because I don't actually know. Let's try to make this manageable. All right, so giving critical questions to determine feasibility. So it's still asking me more questions. Yes, this is going to actually help produce a really useful product. So, like the problem we talked about in the very beginning, which is you have to be articulate with your thoughts as well as with the words that you use. And by telling it, before you start taking any actions, ask me more questions. It is asking me more questions, which might be frustrating, but it's going to give me a better result.
It all comes
Um,
down to that weighting. The finer your prompt, the more accurate those weights are going to come through, and the better your answers are going to be. That is
that's
the
right.
biggest thing that people should take away from this that you're teaching here, Danny, is um, how you stage those prompts and what you feed into these AI is what will give you the best output. That is the key. There is tons of data and information in these things, but if you don't structure that prompt properly,
All right. I have no technical background. Let's see. Have you talked to
I hope it
your
asks you what you're doing in IT.
Yep, I was told to make it happen no matter what. Honest recommendation. I like an honest recommendation. I got to talk to him right away. Give him more realistic conversations. Let's. I gave it 1 through 5. I got to make it happen. So, all right.
Wow, here we go.
All right. Your execution plan. How are we going to do this? All right. This is actually really nice. All right. So, day one, today or tomorrow, create your tools. All right. Templates, training materials, visual guide for your helpers. Like, cool. Here's how you read the serial number. All right. Supplies. All right. Walk through briefs. All right. Where things are. How do we divide and conquer? Like data collection, walking around 16 hours per day. Okay, great. This is actually a useful, actionable plan how to be able to actually solve this big project, which was just overwhelming before. And it helped me find out, okay, what to collect. Yes, serial number, make and model, device type. Oh, yeah.
Photos connected to working condition with
Oh,
color
yeah.
coding. This is brilliant. It even gives you a daily rhythm, morning, collection, and debrief, so that you can break it down into a manageable amount of time of 4 hours a day.
Yeah. Data processing, make it into an Excel master file. Like, sweet. Like, all right, this gives me actual all stuff with a very verifiable timeline. All right. Oh, nice. It's going to make me an Excel template with all the right columns and drop downs list. Oh, this is great. So yeah, Claude actually can be pretty powerful when we're going to use it. So one of the things that it's going to generate is an artifact. So Claude has its own thing. When it creates an output for you, it creates an artifact. So under my artifacts, it should have generated an Excel. Okay. Prompt. Okay, so it didn't actually make an artifact. That's unfortunate. Maybe it's still in the process, meeting this massive work deadline. Scroll back to the bottom. All right. So yeah. Oh, before I build these for you, my bad. That was me. Do you want me to create the tools now? All right. So
It's asking for a bit more refinement just to see if it can help you.
yeah, I'll ask it to make the Excel file just so I can show the artifact.
It's writing it out in HTML format.
No. We're not there yet. You're seeing how it's thinking the process.
Oh,
Right
I
now,
know.
this little icon just says it's basically working right now since it's actioning. So it's not quite done yet. It's going to build it. Yeah. I'm really curious, like how long it takes to make an Excel file in Claude. Granted, like here's the thing: I'm still using Sonnet 4.5. This is the kind of your free basic model that actually does a pretty decent job. I have not tried Opus because you have to pay for that one, and I just haven't gotten around to that yet. And I have not attempted Haiku yet. But quick answers when it comes to an AI are general, like very super general. They have a high rate of being inaccurate, especially when it comes to numbers. Grok is particularly bad about doing word count. It has to guess.
Well, Danny,
Here,
I'd like to, since you're making this podcast about doing AI, I'd like to offer my services and try to set up a local AI system for you and your viewers to have access to for your testing, so that you see how smaller local models compare against the paid larger models.
what am I looking at? I am. Is this
Wow.
Excel?
Did it print it? Did it output it into an almost executable format? Because that's pretty badass.
That is. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at? All right. IT asset inventory
You're
Excel
looking at
style
Half-Life 3
system.
confirmed.
All right. Did it just like make an app instead of an Excel file? I'm a little
I
bit
mean, you can
confused.
do a lot of application level stuff in Excel. It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, maybe. Right. Click add new asset. All right. Uh-oh. Nope. It broke. It blew up my face. It broke. Can you download? Nope, it doesn't work there. I can't print or import either. Oh, wait. I can add files.
It thinks you're trying to make maps back in Half-Life like when we were kids, Danny.
Yeah. Like Excel model. Working conditions. Working.
I should be addressing you by your official title, Major Stroop.
Major pain in the ass.
Yeah, I've known that for a long time.
All right. So I don't think it's actually working, but it's pretty cool that it got this far. I'm pretty certain
It generated
I
it
had
and you
used a
just
paid
like
version.
gave it a lot of data.
Yeah, if I had used a paid version, this thing actually might have worked. That's actually pretty impressive that it coded that for me. So that got me a lot of the way there with a very clean interface, but there's not enough available memory to use for my instance because I've got the free version.
That's how they get you to pay.
It is.
FYPM, F you pay me.
All right. So please export only as an Excel file for me to download manually.
Danny with the bypass here.
Oh no! Unfortunately, I cannot create downloadable Excel files directly as chat interface. Use a tool.
I told you, F you pay me.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I can copy and paste into it, save it as a .csv extension, then open in Excel. Let's find out. I want to know if this thing works. Option 2. Let me open up Excel. Hang on. Let me get that notepad open. I'm gonna get a notepad too. All right. So perfect. I've created your CSV. Copy all the text. So let me go ahead and hit copy.
Control A, Control C, Control V, baby.
All right, pasting. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this as
XLS.
desktop test.
Make sure you set all files for the file extension.
Yeah.
And label it in XLS.
This was telling me to save it as a CSV.
A CSV opens in Excel.
Yeah, but the file type needs to be a CSV. So let's go ahead and see if I can open up. So I've got Excel here.
Damn, I don't even have Excel.
Man, how do you even work?
Because I rock Linux.
Where's test?
Well, my work machine's a Windows machine with Office 365. My personal machine, I'm running Cache EOS, Arch-based Linux.
Oh, why did it save over here?
Because the internet.
All right, well, whatever. Let me try it again.
Why did you have to write
All right,
I swear I feel like Cosmo from the
Let's
Fairly
try it.
Odd Parents right now.
Hey, it actually did output asset 1 through whatever down to 50 and gave me my column headings and everything. So this is actually a functional product for somebody that
yeah, you just have to select all the table, all the rows and convert it to table, and then bam, you've got it organizable.
Yeah, so all I had to do was just have it. It couldn't do an actual Excel itself, but it could make me a large text file, and then I saved it into the CSV format. Like I just saved it as a Word file, then saved as, and made it all file types and just gave it test.csv, saved it that way. And then I went straight into Excel and it opened just fine. It gave me everything that I needed. That's actually really helpful for getting to somebody that's pretty helpless, something useful to start working with. That's kind of nice. This is a great way to like help somebody that just stepped into a job with no continuity and said, go make this happen. Let me go ask AI. That's actually pretty handy. I'm not impressed, but I am pleased that I could find a way to get it done. Like I was definitely amused at how we managed to get this thing to blow up in my face with making this beautiful template thingamajigger that doesn't work. Uncaught error, internal error, too much recursion. That's funny. But it actually looks really nice. Like I imagine if I was using the paid version like Opus, I would probably actually be able to produce this thing and have it actionable. I just don't know if I'd be able to download because I don't know what this thing is. If it's an actual app, if it's some type of other Excel file, I'm uncertain what this thing actually is. But
I'd have to see, because with the full GUI, I wonder if it's not Python.
It might be. I imagine it is a code, like some type of coding system. I'm just curious how I'd be able to export this asset into something else. So I'll tell you what, let's go ask the question. All right, so how can I export your IT asset inventory template artifact? Outside of the web browser. So let's find out. Can I actually use it? Save as HTML file, keeps all its features. Okay, so I could use this as HTML. Right click anywhere in the artifact. Okay, save page as, and we'll just call this one. And then open it in the browser. Okay, preserves all this. And method 2, copy the code.
Well, since you saved it, let's try opening it real quick. Let's see if it worked.
All right. Let me go back to my desktop real quick and grab it.
Hey, back in the day, I was the Leroy Jenkins of our group.
Yeah.
You'd be sitting there planning everything out, and I'd be running in and going, Leroy Jenkins, at least I got chicken.
Yeah. So what it gave me a folder.
Yeah, it's going to give you the HTML in the root. Yeah. And then it should give you a subfolder for the subfiles. So you should be able to execute the raw HTML from the main folder.
Yeah, but like, what am I opening?
Well, what did it save it as here?
So the file, like the folder itself, is meeting a massive work deadline, Claude files.
What's the folder called?
Meeting a massive work deadline, Claude files.
All right, go to your desktop.
Yeah, I'm on like my desktop.
There should be an HTML there. All right, let's go back in there.
There's a couple.
Don't think it's A. Oh, itinventory.html. There we go.
Wait, what do you see?
It said IT inventory was the name of the file. Try the A002. It's 70 kilobytes.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep, there we go.
But does it work?
Well, we could add an asset and start naming stuff and see what happens.
All right, so I was able to put type stuff in, but I can't download a file. It's not working that way.
Let's see here.
Import CSV. Hey, it actually did import the CSV.
There we go.
All right, so it has some functionality. And I can even filter. Oh, just building one.
So you can export the assets in the CSV, import it into this, and then it'll auto filter it.
Good. All right, so there's that. Let's go to filter building one. It's filtering. It's got some functionality to it. This is quite surprising. I'm actually pseudo impressed now. but I still can't download anything.
Download CSV.
I'm clicking away, bro. It's not happening.
Check your download, but check your downloads up in the corner.
Nope. Negative.
Oh, well,
Yep.
then the code's borked.
Yeah, the code is borked, but it got me most of the way. I'll bet you what I could do is I could probably like re-upload this thing and have it work on it again, and I could just like keep iterating on that one. That's a little farther than I want to go tonight, but still, I'm actually kind of surprised it managed to get me something that actually looks pretty decent. It's fairly simple and intuitive.
I mean, it's halfway usable.
It's halfway usable. It still means it's not good enough to actually go to work with. But for a little experiment, this is actually pretty good. I'm quite surprised. This was nice. All right. Well, Claude, you've actually done a pretty halfway decent job. We still got more work to do. So you couldn't get me a finished product. I suppose you give me a functional product with the Excel file. But I mean, hey, it's a pretty good start for a wild experiment. So that's great. But yeah, that's actually been pretty nice. So good stuff. Well, we're wrapping it up about here, and how we're already into the show. I suppose next episode we can go over Mind Studio and some of the workflows for that. But yeah, this is actually pretty nice. I was pretty happy with the variety of gift ideas that were generated. I was pretty happy with the variety of images that was generated for us. Like things that we could have used with it for your Christmas gifts, and then trying to solve this big project at work. That's actually a lot of good work done today. So that was a fun little experiment. Thanks for making the time to come out and do this, Matt. I really appreciate you. And it's always been good to catching up with you, man. It's been a long time. Oh no, what happened?
I'm right here.
Like, I don't know, somehow like you got disconnected and you got muted. So I apologize. You might have dropped off, and I just haven't heard you in the last 2 minutes because I've been talking.
Danny, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me here tonight. I think you did an excellent job with showing how you can not only use AI to generate information, but using it to refine the prompt was absolutely brilliant. And I think we did some good work tonight. And as
Yeah.
always, you're my best friend, buddy. You're my brother. I always love spending time with you, and thank you for having me.
Same. Thanks, bro. Anyway, for tonight, been a good podcast, good episode 1 for AI Laboratory. We made some things. Some things blew up in our faces, and we got something about to work. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you again next week.
Have a great